Chelsea Football Club have just beaten Aston Villa 3-0, and the football Chelsea were playing was absolutely incredible at times in those games. And I know that Aston Villa aren't at their very best at the moment, but they're a good side, they've got some good players. And I just thought, watching that game, Chelsea were playing some really good football. Because right now, you look at Man City, they're not playing great football. I'm recording this at half time. It's 1-0 Liverpool. It could have been 3-0 Liverpool. Who knows how the second half will go? You know, Tottenham do play some really good football, but then they're a bit. Then they play some really bad football. But I think in terms of on the eye, after Arne Slot, Maresca has probably been playing some of the best football in the league. Obviously, Arsenal now back in swings with Odegaard coming back. But what he's doing at Chelsea is crazy, because I thought Chelsea finished 7th or 8th. I thought this will be an adjustment season because it's a very different style of football to Poch. Blah, 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 blah. But no, Chelsea have blown me away this season. I'll admit I was wrong about Chelsea. They beat Villa 3-0. They're now in 3rd place, same amount of points as Arsenal, same goal difference as well, just to show how good they are. Because everyone talks about Arsenal being in a title race this season, and Chelsea have been spoken about, can they get back in the Champions League? Well, right now, Chelsea and Arsenal being equal on points shows just how good a job Enzo Maresca is doing, and just how good Chelsea have been. And to be fair to Chelsea, they picked up some form in the second half of the season under Poch, and I think from Christmas onwards, Poch actually could have been 3rd or 4th in the league, and Maresca's taken that over. I don't think he got a massive transfer window when you look at the money spent in the previous 2 transfer windows, but he's getting the best out of players. Cucurella has been incredible this season. Colwill has been, Poch was wasting at fullback, has been fantastic at centre-back this season. Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo. Enzo's getting back into form. Caicedo can seemingly play anywhere. Cole Palmer, who was out of form apparently, has now scored a worldie and got an assist and put in a fantastic performance. There's Neto, there's Sancho. I think Chelsea are trying to find their best winger dynamic. Madueke, Nicholas Jackson this season has proven that he is a top-level player, and you have to give credit to Chelsea. They were absolutely excellent today versus Aston Villa, and as a Manchester United fan, I'm surprised at how quickly Maresca's made an impact. And now I'm hoping this is what Amram can do at United, because I've always been, give a manager time. I didn't think Poch should be sacked. I didn't. I thought he needed time. But Maresca's come in and said, this is why Poch should have been sacked, because actually you need a certain type of manager in the modern game of football to do this and do that. Now, I want to talk about 4 players that really impressed me in that game. Cucurella, Moises Caicedo, Cole Palmer, and Nicholas Jackson. I'm going to start by talking about Caicedo, then I'm going to talk about my general thoughts on Chelsea as a United fan, and then I'm going to speak about the other 3 performers. But Caicedo took on an inverted right-back role today, and he was fantastic. I also thought his movement was pinning back McGinn a little bit, and it was causing Villa a few problems, because I think Villa approached the game tactically quite well, but they weren't expecting, I think, what came out of Caicedo today, who can play as a 6, can play as an 8, can play in defence. He's proven he can do anything, and I think with Caicedo, the fact that he's good in build-up, comfortable on the ball, can play out from the back, can progress spray, break the lines, the fact that he's technically good, the fact that he's positionally aware and intelligent, the fact that he can cover so much ground, he's got the physical qualities, and I've been talking about this a lot. And if you watch my videos, I talk about ground coverage a lot. Man United's biggest problem under Ten Hag was the midfield not being able to cover ground, which is why Agate is so important to us, and he's been good the last few games. Liverpool beat Real Madrid because Liverpool could outrun Real Madrid. One of the reasons I think Man City haven't been as good this season isn't just because Rodri's injured, but Gundogan's lost his legs a bit. He can't cover the ground. Liverpool's midfield cover massive amounts of ground. Tottenham battered City because their midfield could cover more ground than them, and Caicedo is one of the best players in terms of his physical attribute to cover ground. He's not rapid, but he's quick enough. He's fit enough. He's got the strides. He can cover the ground. He's got the technical qualities, the athletic qualities. And if you pair that with the right IQ, you've got a top player there. And I think that's why he's so versatile. He's got elements of Conte with his dual-winning ability, his physical attributes to be that workhorse. But he's also got technical ability that makes him so key to Maresca's system and build up and playing out from the back, because Maresca's system is keeping the ball, and then the movement further up the pitch is going to open up space. And I thought Enzo Fernandez's movement was really good. I thought he had a good game. Palmer got into some really good spaces as well, and I thought it was a good performance from Chelsea. But the way that Caicedo can move in and out of midfield seamlessly, in a role I don't know if he's done before, at inverted right back, I think Arteta actually looked at him to be that inverted right back at one point, someone said, but I don't know how true that is. But the way he could seamlessly move in and out of midfield was absolutely incredible to him. And again, his movement, his IQ, everything. And, the last year at Chelsea, he's been absolutely incredible, and I think he deserves credit. And even Enzo Maresca said this: Moises deserves the best because he's a fantastic guy, very humble. Everything we ask him to do, he does. What can't he do? Work rate, gown coverage, win the duels, any position he can do it, and he's proven to be worth the money. And what was a hefty price tag? And I think, going into my general thoughts, I think Maresca's done an excellent job. I think Chelsea play some sensational football at times. They really do, but there's an intelligent system there. There's movement. There's an identity. You're seeing it so quickly at Chelsea under a new manager. Props to him for that. I think it's one of the best attacks in the league. If you look at their ability to break down teams, they are. I noticed this season with Chelsea, under Poch a little bit, and particularly under Potter, it was 11 individuals. And when Chelsea did go out and sign about 30 players in the space of a year, I get that. They spent a lot of money. But I always felt like I was watching Chelsea as 11 individuals. And something's clicked for Chelsea. And all of a sudden, this isn't 11 individuals. This isn't just the Cole Palmer show. This is a team, because I think you can argue Jackson and Caicedo are having just as good of a season as Cole Palmer. This is a team working together, movement, identity, pattern. And that is what Maresca has brought to Chelsea Football Club. Even Sanchez, who I don't rate your goalkeeper, he had a really good game. Levi Colwill, made really good blocks. Interceptions, had a good game. Cucurella and Caicedo, consistent today. Colwill block. So much positivity from those Chelsea players. And I think the thing that would be encouraging to me if I was a Chelsea fan is that Colwill, Cucurella, Palmer, Jackson, Caicedo, for the most part, have been consistent. They really, really have. Maybe you need another right centre-back to partner a Colwill for depth, because Fofana picks up a few injuries. Maybe you want bit more, someone extra on the wing. I get that you missed out on the Elise. Maybe you need another fullback for depth and a better keeper, and maybe another midfielder for depth if you really want to be winning the leagues. But I think Chelsea comfortably will finish in the top four. I think they are on the eye the second best team this season. I think Arsenal, when Odegaard's fit and in form, are probably the second best. But if you look at it from a general perspective, probably Chelsea. They've been really good. And I thought Enzo's movement in the left-hand side was good. I think him and Sancho got into some good areas, and there was some threat down that left-hand side from Chelsea. But let's talk about Cole Palmer. He was being slated a bit, out of form, one season wonder, some idiots were saying. I mean, when you watch Cole Palmer, you know how good he is. So even if he has a period where he's out of form for a month, you know he'll go back into form. Mohamed Salah, every season might have a period where he's just off his game for maybe 4 or 5 games in a row, and then he comes back and explodes. Mohamed Salah, after AFCON last year, dropped off. Every season, Mohamed Salah has a period where he's just not quite getting goals and assists like he does. And then he comes back with a bang, because, players are human. And Cole Palmer is not a bad player. He's an absolutely world-class, incredible player. And today, he showed, I've got a goal, I've got an assist. He was fantastic today. Won his duels, made good crosses, long balls, tackles. His influence on the game, on creativity, moving forward, progression, his movement, his understanding, his IQ. He did a lot. And what a fantastic goal from Palmer, who now has 30 Premier League goals in just 46 games for Chelsea. And since he joined Chelsea, since the start of the Premier League last season, he's got 47 goal contributions, which is more than Haaland and Mo Salah in a Chelsea side that's performing well this season, but at points last season it wasn't performing well, and he popped up, and that just shows what a player Cole Palmer is. And out of 4, Palmer scored a world-class goal and provided an assist, showcasing his elite level. I don't even think he's out of form. If he's bad for 3 months, you say he's out of form. If he has 3 or 4 games, you just say, oh, it's a little bit of a dip, and then he gets back into it. Salah has 3 or 4 games, but he doesn't get a goal contribution and gets back into it. I think people are just desperate to because Palmer's so good, the minute he drops off, people are desperate to bash on that. But he was excellent today, undeniably a world-class player. Man of the match, I think Cucurella, Caicedo also could be man of the match. 14 goals in 13 Premier League games this season, 14 goals and assists, can great score, intelligent, technical. Could talk about him all day. I'm not going to do this, but I want to talk about Cucurella. I don't want this video to be too long because the second half is going to kick off in 3 minutes, so I want to watch the second half of the Liverpool City game. But Marc Cucurella, fantastic. 105 out of 109 passes. Marc Cucurella has always been good on the ball. He's always been able to invert. He's always been good on the ball. He's always been comfortable in possession. And today he showed that. 4 out of 5 tackles, clearances. I thought he defended the channels well. I thought his movement was good. I thought he anticipated the game well. I thought his ability to be centre-back, left-back, Sorry, I just froze there. I have no idea what happened. So I don't know what cut out or what didn't cut out, but I was just talking about Cucurella, how good he is on the ball, how I think he really suits the Maresca system. He can break the lines, he can progress play. He's so versatile in his positional sense, intelligence. He's some player on the ball, Cucurella, and I was wrong about Cucurella. You know, when Chelsea signed him, I was like, that's a lot of money, but you know, he's good at the Euro, he's good at this. And then when his first season at Chelsea, I was like, flop of the season. But actually, I think since the second half of the season under Poch, when Poch sort of changed his system a bit, Cucurella had an inverted role and was helping Caicedo in the pivot more. I think Cucurella's been fantastic. And I think, as Matisse said here, Caicedo and Cucurella are absolutely immense today. Nobody could get near them, becoming serious leaders on the pitch and setting the tone for the rest. Colwill's last-ditch defending deserves a shout. All three finishes fantastic. Best performance of the season from Chelsea. I think that defensive display from Chelsea as well, because Chelsea have always been good going forward, but the defensive display, the blockages from those three in particular, it was a fantastic display from Chelsea. And Cucurella deserves his flowers because he's been so good and so incredibly consistent for Chelsea this season. So fair play to him. And another player that I thought was good last season and got way too much stick, but this season has really proven himself. I believe he's actually got the third best conversion rate in the league this season, is Nicholas Jackson. In 14 games, he has 8 goals, 3 assists. He's involved in a goal every 96 minutes. He's only 23 years of age. People forget how young he is. He can link play well. His understanding of the game is really good. His ability to run the channels, drop deep, influence play, get in the box. His positional awareness is a really good player in Nicholas Jackson, who's getting really good numbers as well. This season, I think his finishing's improved. He's really showing he is a top-level striker. Chelsea missing out on Osimhen doesn't look like a significant miss now. His conversion rate's got better, his finishing's got better. He knows where to position himself, and Chelsea's attack is so lethal, and Jackson gets so many chances because, again, his movement is so good. But he's not just someone that scores goals. Chelsea are better with Jackson on the pitch. Every single player looks better with Jackson on the pitch because he can link play, he can drop deep, and when he doesn't play, I don't think Chelsea are as good in the final third. I think he's got a really good relationship with Palmer. I think he's got a really good IQ, and yeah, all in all, I think Jackson is a really good player that's proving himself this season. So that is my summary of Chelsea's 3-0 win versus Aston Villa. I thought Chelsea were absolutely incredible. I thought it was a top performance from Chelsea Football Club, and I think they're building something special. Thank you for watching. Chelsea fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye.